Hello, sports fans. Welcome for another edition of VetsPlusSports.com. This is your host, Terrell Cool Beans Davis, along with my other host, Mr. James Miller.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing this Wednesday morning? Here we are for another episode of Vets Plus Sports. We got a lot to talk about when it comes to the NFL, injuries, and all that. We got the women's NBA, one more game left, but let Cool Beans do a shout out to our listeners before we get into it.
Yes, I'd like to send a shout out to my listeners that have been listening to us. We'd like to thank y'all for coming on to the live for one, and for all those that come to watch the replay. We also like to thank those that's listening to the audio. Today is an audio edition, and we have our listeners over there in Brussels, Belgium, Grinzeg Weiland, Germany. We also have listeners in San Jose, California, Boardman, Oregon, and Ashburn, Virginia. We'd like to thank you for listening. We thank all our listeners.
And thank everybody, even the local ones that's listening. And Beans, but we'll get right into this women's NBA. There's one more game. One more. There's one game left of the season, and it's tomorrow. Each team has got a game left, but we was wrong on who we thought was going to probably get that 8th seed.
Yep.
We was thinking Washington, and Sunday the Dream beat the Mystics 76-73 to take that 8th spot, and now all three of those could end up losing tomorrow night, because they all three are playing unless these teams set their starters. I don't know if they will or not. Liberty,
the Fever shouldn't.
Mystics got to play Liberty, and I told you wrong on the other game. The Sky. Hold on, I'm telling you wrong. I don't know why this popped up here. That's last night. That's yesterday's. Here we go. Thursday. There it is. Yeah, the Sky played the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a loss.
That will.
But even though the Sky wins, here's what's got to happen. The Dream have to lose to Liberty, which they probably will. I don't see Dream beating Liberty.
I don't either.
And then you got the Fever and the Mystics playing each other. So, it's coming down to the last day of the season to determine who's going to get that last spot. But last night's games, I'll go over some scores there. You had the Lynx and the Sun playing each other. The Lynx beat the Sun 78-76. Collar for Minnesota had 25 points, 6 boards, and 4 blocks. Thomas for Connecticut had 18 points, 8 boards, and 10 assists. Liberty and Mystics, you had Stewart for New York had 15 points, 10 boards. Atkins for Washington had 22 points. Then the Dream and the Sky played, and the Dream beat the Sky. So the Dream won back-to-back games, which were both against the other two contenders that were playing for that 8th seed, and they beat the Sky last night and Washington Sunday, and Dream beat them 86-70. Charles for Atlanta had 16 points, 14 boards, and Banham had 22 points for Chicago. But with Reese going down, we knew that was going to be.
Yeah, we predicted that when she went down for that season-ending injury, that it was over.
And then the Aces beat the Storm 85-72. Plum had 21 points, 7 boards. Diggins 17 points, 9 assists, and 3 steals for the Storm. And then Mercury and Sparks played. Mercury beat the Sparks 85-81. Cloud had 13 points for Phoenix with 12 assists. And Uru had 19 points and 12 boards for the Sparks. So that's where we're at from the scores from last night. And then, like I said, tomorrow night, you got the Sky playing the Sun. You've got Dream playing Liberty, Fever playing Mystics, Sparks play the Lynx, the Wings and the Aces, and the Storm and the Mercury. That rounds out the last games of the season and the last day of the regular season before playoffs kick in.
I feel bad for the Sparks. They only won 7 games, and then their last game is against the Lynx. Unless the Lynx sit everybody, they gonna lose that one too.
Yeah, they'll be 7-33.
Yeah.
So, and then, like I said, the standings you got right now, you got Atlanta in that last spot. Indiana's setting in a 6th spot. Everything else above that is set. Um, unless something happens, the Fever would lose and Mercury would win. That would put Phoenix and Fever tied as the record wise goes. But I don't know. I'd say Fever probably holds that tiebreaker.
Yeah.
But that is where we're at right now as far as the women's NBA goes.
So far they haven't announced anything as far as what I heard. I might have missed it for Rookie of the Year. I think they're gonna do that during when they start the playoffs. They'll say who Rookie of the Year is, who their MVP is, which I think the MVP is going to be Aja. I think that's wrapped up.
Yep.
And the Rookie of the Year has got to be Caitlin because they had some saying, "No, it's Reese. It's Reese." Reese went down, so it's over for Reese.
She went down, but you got Caitlin's breaking all kinds of rookie records. I know Reese is, but Reese is breaking them along the rebounding.
Right. Well, no, she lost that when she got hurt. Aja Wilson went and took that over. The rest of she went and surpassed
Well,
her.
I'm talking about rookie of the year.
Oh yeah, rookie. Yeah, she still
Yeah.
has a rookie one.
Yeah, for the rookie. So, I mean, but she did break that. But so Caitlin Clark's breaking all kinds of other rookie records. So it should be the rookie of the year should go to Caitlin Clark. There ain't a whole lot. I'm just checking here in the NBA. There's not a whole lot of news going on right now. So we'll move straight into the baseball. And there's been we're getting down to the last week or so.
Right.
There's been some changes. I'll go over the standings right now. There's been in the American League East, the Orioles are in a slump. They're 4 behind the Yanks now. And this is not a time to get in the slump and start losing because you can find your way losing out of the playoffs going into it. But Yankees are 88-63. Baltimore is 84-67. So 4 games behind there. Guardians are still leading the Central over the Royals by 5 games. Houston's got 5-game lead on the Mariners in the West. Then going to the National League in the East, the Phillies are still holding on the top of that division, 8 games over the Mets. The Phillies are going to win that division, but the Braves are 2 games behind the Mets. So the Mets are 8 games out. The Braves are 10 games out. Those 2 teams, ain't no way that they're going to win that division. So they'll have to shoot for the wild card.
Right.
Brewers still hold a 10-game lead on the Cubs in the Central. And here's one that could start getting tight. The Dodgers has only got a 3.5-game lead on the Padres out west. And as far as the wild card goes, you got some distance starting right now. Baltimore Orioles hold the first wild card spot. They got a 4-game lead on that. Kansas City Royals has got a 1.5 game lead for the second spot over the Minnesota. Minnesota holds that third wild card. Detroit Tigers are a 1.5 games behind them, and then the Mariners are 3 games back there. Then over here in the National League, you got the Padres. It's starting to tighten up over here in the National League in the wild card. Padres hold a 2.5 game lead on the number 1 wild card spot. The Mets and the Diamondbacks are tied right now for spot 2 and 3, and the Braves are 2 games out behind those two. So what's got to happen for the Braves? The Braves has got to at least hope Diamondbacks to drop a few games or the Mets, which I'll try to see here with the Braves. Let me click on them. I don't know if they're wrapped up or done with playing the Mets. It used to be, now it was years ago. I ain't kept up with it a lot now. It used to be that the whole month of September was your divisional round teams because that was the pennant race, kind of. So that determined. Let's see who they got with these last few games.
That way you get all your tiebreakers already in there setting,
All right, they do have the Mets coming up on the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th. So that is, and this is what's crazy about it. It's all changed since I grew up watching it. I mean, the Mets, they play Miami and the Mets. That's the only two divisional teams they got left. And they got the Reds and the Royals. So the whole month of September, it's all, it's other teams besides the divisional teams like it used to be. So to me, I think they ruined that aspect of it because it made it a lot more funner watching it because you got that pennant race, you got the divisional stuff. I wish they get back to that for September, the month of September.
Right, yep.
But, the Braves hold it's all up on them. If they can, they're going to have to win. Hopefully get some help from some other teams if they're going to make that push to get in there. I'll go over some scores from last night in baseball. Then we'll touch up on some stats, and we'll go ahead and get into college football and the NFL because that seems to take the rest of our time. So
yeah, it does.
Last night the Braves got beat. See, the Braves keep shooting themselves in the foot. They got beat by the Reds 6-5 in Cincinnati. The Giants beat the Orioles 10-0.
Oh, that
last night. Dodgers, now get this, Dodgers got beat by the Marlins, and Marlins are, I think, last there in the East. Marlins beat the Dodgers 11-9. Guardians got beat by the Twins 4-1 in Cleveland. The Tampa Bay Rays beat the Red Sox in Tampa Bay 8-3. The Mets beat the Nationals 10-1. Detroit beat the Royals in KC 3-1. Athletics beat the Cubs in Chicago 4-3. Phillies beat the Brewers 5-1 in Milwaukee. The Cardinals lose in St. Louis to the Pirates. Cardinals win, beat the Pirates in St. Louis 3-1. The Rangers beat the Blue Jays in Texas 13-8. Arizona loses to the Rockies in Colorado 8-2. The Angels blanked the White Sox 5-0 in Anaheim or Los Angeles. I'll never quit saying Anaheim, but
I know, right?
And then Houston beats the Padres 4-3, and then the Yankees beat the Mariners 11-2. That rounds up the scores from last night's ball games. Stats wise, I'll just touch on Aaron Judd is still a few points behind Witt in KC. Witt is batting 331. Judd is 323. He's just like right behind there.
Yeah, it's like a 10-point swing almost.
Yeah, so that's a lot when it comes to batting. Aaron Judd still leading the home runs with 53. Now, Shuatani hit his 48th last night.
He needs to get 2 more so he can get that 50-50.
Yeah, and he needs 2 more stolen bases as well. He's got 48 stolen bases.
Oh, I thought he was already across 50 on the bases.
No, he needs 2 and 2. Aaron Judd has got 136 ribbies. And then Yeah, Otani's sitting on 48 stolen bases.
Yeah. Oh no, that was De La Cruz that had. He's like
He's
he got like 60 something, huh?
Yeah, he's got 64. So that's the rundown as far as the stats goes. And let's give who's playing some games today. The games going on today, you got the Braves are back in Cincinnati to play the Reds. Athletics are in Chicago to play the Cubs. Back in Colorado is the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. White Sox are playing Los Angeles Angels. The San Francisco Giants are back in Baltimore to play the Orioles. Astros are in San Diego playing the Padres. Um, the Dodgers are back in Miami to play the Marlins. Minnesota's in Cleveland playing the Guardians. Boston's in Tampa Bay playing the Rays. The Nationals and the Mets, they're in New York. Detroit and the Royals are playing in KC. The Phillies in Milwaukee playing the Brewers. Pirates and the Cardinals are going at it again in St. Louis. And then you got the Blue Jays in Texas playing the Rangers and the Yankees playing the Mariners in Seattle. That rounds up the slate of games for today. So, well, now we'll get on moving on. If you don't have anything to say, you got anything on there? Baseball before we move on to some
Nope.
college football.
Nope. I think I'm all good on the baseball.
Well, we had a slate of games over the weekend. My Mountaineers choked again. They were up 10 points on the Panthers, the Pittsburgh Panthers, there with like 6 minutes left in the ball game. And they end up giving it away, choking, and losing that ball game.
That one was a shock to me. It was like when it was up by 10 points, I just knew that was the game. I was like, up, they won it.
There was 2 minutes left, and West Virginia wasn't able to keep moving the ball, run a clock out. When they punted it, I knew it was over. It's just that's the way it goes for Mountaineers.
Wait a minute. I just thought of something. They played that game in
Pittsburgh.
yeah. Must be something in the Pittsburgh water. Didn't that happen in Philadelphia also?
Oh man, yeah, we'll get on that here. We get the NFL, but you got some games going on, and let me mention some scores from over the weekend. We'll touch on them before we go ahead and get our picks and talk about this slate of games coming up. Week 3, you had, which I think we mentioned that. All right, here's the big shocker. And we was talking about this when we was on the air Saturday. I got off and watched it, and I was hoping to see the upset. Georgia barely beat Kentucky 13-12.
Right, yeah.
I watched that game, and Kentucky just couldn't pull it off. They tried, but Georgia always struggles with Kentucky. Just like certain teams have their troubles and struggles with teams, that's the one. Every time they go to Kentucky, they struggle with playing the Wildcats there in Kentucky.
Right.
But I will say this since we're on this now. With our picks last week, we both tied. We both went 19-8. So we tied last week in college. We'll pick some more than here in a minute. We'll run down. I'll just run down the list of games, and then if you want, we'll go ahead and pick them as I run down them. I'll flip on over here. All right, coming up, let me see, make sure this may be Thursday. Friday night. All right, Friday night, you got number 24 Illinois and 22 Nebraska. Battle of the Big Ten. I don't know, man. This is going to be a tough one here, I think. I think I'm going to go with Illinois.
Oh, I thought you was gonna go with me. I was going Nebraska.
Well, I thought about Nebraska. I mean, I don't know who to go with on this one. I'm gonna go Illinois.
I don't either, but I'm just like lately, Illinois just got in there. Nebraska been in there for a good minute. So,
So I'll say, man, that's gonna be tough. I say Illinois. You're gonna say Nebraska.
yep.
All right, here's one here, and I can't go even though it's a local school from around here. You got Marshall and Ohio State.
Ohio State.
The Buckeyes.
I don't think Marshall's pretty good there. I got nieces that go to Marshall, but I don't think they're ready for that spotlight yet. I think
No,
this gonna be a thrashing.
they're not. And then your next game here, NC State and Clemson. Clemson's ranked 21. NC State's not ranked, but I'm going with NC State.
I'm going with Clemson. And the reason being, the last time I depended on NC State, they let me down.
Well, they did. I think they're going to rebound and they're going to knock off Clemson. So then you got Arkansas State and Iowa State. Iowa's ranked 20th. Arkansas ain't. I'm going with Iowa. They're in the Big 12.
I'm going with Iowa too.
They are a tough out no matter what, even if their records down or whatever, but they're usually always a tough out. Got Penn State, who's ranked 10th, and Kent State. I'd say Penn State will win that.
I think so too.
But I'm gonna root for Kent State. Then you got here's a good one here. USC, who is ranked 11th, and Michigan, who is 18th. They're playing in Michigan.
I'm gonna feel bad about this pick. I really am, because I'm going Michigan.
I am too. I'm gonna go Michigan.
I just can't trust. I just don't know. Like I say, everything's new for Michigan. This is all new territory for Michigan, and it's just like I don't know if I can count on them, but I'm gonna go with them because I'm not feeling USC.
I just don't trust the Pac team. Anyway, now next one you've got UCLA, who's not ranked, in LSU, who is ranked 16th. I'm gonna go with LSU over UCLA.
I'm going with LSU as well.
Then you got Miami, Ohio, who's playing Notre Dame. Notre Dame ranked 17th. We're both going Notre Dame. Number 19th, Louisville is playing Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is not ranked. I think I'm gonna go with Georgia Tech on this one.
I'm gonna go with Georgia Tech on that one too, because they're so far this year they got a reputation of knocking somebody out of the rankings.
So they may knock them out. I'm pretty sure they will.
Mm-hmm.
So all right, we both went with Tech on that. Buffalo and Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois is ranked 23rd. It's the MAC and the MAC.
Northern Illinois.
So Northern Illinois for you. And then I'm going to go Northern Illinois as well. Here we go. Yes. I'm going to love this game. And I can't believe this is on Fox. It's at a 4 o'clock game. See, look at this. Fox, 4 o'clock game. Why couldn't that Penn State game been a 4 o'clock game?
I know. All of a sudden now they got 4 o'clock games.
I mean, maybe they heard us complaining. I don't know. But Utah and Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Go Oklahoma State. Beat those Utes. Oklahoma. You better beat the Utes. All right. Now you got Vanderbilt, who isn't ranked over, and they're playing number 7 Mizzou. I'm going to go with Mizzou.
I'm going to go with Mizzou. I remember Vanderbilt used to be the team back in the day, but they ain't been that in a while.
It ain't been a while. And then you got number 8 Miami and South Florida. I'm going to go with Miami. Go with the U.
I hate going with Miami, but I'm going to have to. I can't depend on that team to do my dirty work, so I'm going with Miami.
Here we go right here. Two ranked teams, number 6, Tennessee, number 15, Oklahoma, and I'm going with Tennessee.
Volunteers.
Because Oklahoma showed some struggles early this year already. Number 25, Texas A&M and Bowling Green. Bowling Green's not ranked, but I'm going Texas.
Yep.
A&M. Then you got Georgia and Southern playing number 5, Ole Miss. I'm going Ole Miss.
I would have to go with Ole Miss.
UNL Monroe and number 1, Texas. Go Longhorns.
Yep.
And then you've got Kansas State, who is ranked 13th, playing BYU. I'm going to go with K-State on that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do this here. Let me get into the Big 12 here. Most of them were on that. A lot of them were in that right there, but I'll be in Morgantown again this weekend.
Oh, yeah, they got Kansas.
They got Kansas, and that's the next game on the slot. Kansas and West Virginia. I'm going to go West Virginia.
I'm going to ride West Virginia also.
They should rebound on this one. Kansas ain't looking as good as they thought they was going to be. You got Houston and Cincinnati. I'm going to go with, that's going to be a tough one there. I'm going to get Cincinnati.
Yeah, Cincinnati. They playing in Houston?
They're playing in Cincy.
Oh, yeah, Cincinnati.
Then we already done that one. Here's the next one here. You got Arizona State and Texas Tech. I'm going Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
TCU and SMU. I'm going TCU.
I'm going to feel bad about this, but I'm going to go SMU. I know kids that go to SMU. And they both Texas teams, so it's like,
All right, here we go. Baylor and Colorado. I'm going Colorado.
Deion. He ain't been doing. I think he's going to bounce back.
They're 2-1 right now. Colorado is. Baylor's 2-1. Baylor's down this year.
I thought they just lost their last game. I thought they was 1-2. Colorado.
No, they're 2-1, and Baylor's 2-1. So they're both 2-1.
My apologies, Deion. I thought you was doing worse than.
And then let me see here. I can't believe I just did that. Let me go to let's go ahead and pick since they're our neighbors to the east of us. Let's see if they're playing. Make sure they ain't on a bye week.
Who, Virginia Tech?
Yeah. Nope, they're not. And they're playing the Rutgers.
Rutgers used to be good back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day, they used to be tough. I'm going to go VT.
I'm going to go Rutgers.
You're going Rutgers. All right. Should we do a pit one? Well, that's going to be easy. I mean,
let's go ahead and do a pit. Let's see who Pitt playing.
Youngstown State.
I'm gonna go with Youngstown State. And the reason I was born there. I was born in Youngstown. I'm gonna go against the home team, Youngstown State.
Okay, all right. That'll be it as far as our picks. You're going Youngstown. That's our picks for right now in the in college. Get back to this. There's a couple big games this weekend in college. like I said, I just mentioned the one here. Let me get back to this schedule here. You got we got a few top 25 matches, but the one that is the USC Michigan, the 11-18 matchup there. And then I thought we had one more. Well, you got Utah and Oklahoma going at it. And then here's the bigger one, I think. It's Tennessee and Oklahoma. So the rest of them should be pretty decent wins, easy wins for the ranked schools as it's going on. And then, but we'll see how it goes. And we'll see if the Mountaineers can pull one off. They're still, like I said, they're still in the running for the Big 12. If they can get their act together, so because they're just now getting into Big 12 play starting Saturday. So,
right.
All right, I guess that's you got anything before we move on to the NFL?
Nope.
Yeah, we're at the halfway point of our episode right now, so. And we'll just go ahead and get our picks out of the way, and then we'll go ahead and jump in. There's been a lot of injuries over this weekend.
Yep, that's what I was wanting to discuss. All the injuries. I was like, whoa.
But I done wrote my picks down, but I don't think it's going to adjust anything. Thursday night, tomorrow night, you have the Patriots and the Jets in New York. That's like a 50-50 toss. Throw your coin up.
I know. I kind of want to go Patriots.
I went with the Jets, so you're going to go Patriots?
Yeah.
All right, you're going with the Patriots. And then you got the G-Men are going in Cleveland to play the Browns. I got
the Browns on that one.
He's all right. He's got the Browns. And then you got, I don't know why this is out of order compared to when I was looking.
I'm going to put me a big old banner back here on the next time we get on, and it's going to say, Fire Brian Dable.
Then you got the Broncos and the Bucks.
Broncos and Bucks. I'm going Bucks.
I got the Bucks beating them. They're playing in Tampa. Then here's one here. And injuries has plagued both of these teams here in the last week or two. The 49ers are playing the Rams in LA. I'm going to go with the 49ers because of their defense.
I'm going 49ers because of their defense. Because, look, you got to think, both teams have some serious injuries. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But we're going 49ers right now.
Yeah. Yeah, because the Rams lost both of their 1 and 2 receivers.
Yeah.
And then the 49ers lost their number one receiver and their running backs out. So that's going to be an interesting game.
And Ayuk missed all of training camp. He wasn't there.
Yeah. So it's the battle of the Crips. So then you got the Chiefs and the Falcons. I picked my Chiefs, but this could be they're playing in Atlanta. Atlanta's defense ain't it ain't bad. Atlanta's defense is pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know. Do I want to count on these dirty birds? They are hitmen. I don't know. They knocked off Philly when nobody thought that was going to happen. And
well, Philly's horrible.
Yeah. And KC, they skated by 2 weeks in a row. I don't know if they can skate by one more time.
Sure, we got the refs on our side. Remember, everybody's complaining. That's our 12th man. You going Falcons?
They playing in Atlanta?
In Atlanta. You going with the Dirty Birds?
I'm going with Chiefs. Because they got Kareem Hunt just threw it for me. I was like, oh, yeah, they got Kareem Hunt. It's just I can't count on Atlanta.
I doubt he'll be in the lineup this weekend. I could be wrong.
If they smart, he'll be in that lineup this week. Because not as starting, but he should get some reps.
Then now you got the Packers and playing the Titans in Tennessee. I'm going with the Packers.
Oh, the Titans is the new Carolina Panthers. I'm going. I'm going with Green Bay.
All right. Then you got the Texans and the Vikings, and this is a tough one to pick
It is tough.
because Texans struggled with the Chicago Bears,
Uh-huh.
and the Vikings beat the 49ers, which we called that. We called it that was a trap game if McCaffrey went in there and they lost, and then they
Yep.
lose their receiver. So, man, this one's a tough one. I went with the Vikings.
I'm going Vikes.
And then you got the Eagles and the Saints. I went with the Saints.
Saints.
Let me see where that went right there. Saints. Then the Chargers and the Steelers. This is a tough one. Steelers offense stinks, but the Steelers defense is tough.
I'm going Chargers.
Let's see. I went Steelers. You're going Chargers. All right. The Panthers and the Raiders. Oh, Panthers going to get the first win. Not.
Exactly.
I will say this. Bryce Young has been benched, so they got Andy Dalton, so they got a gunslinger back there now.
Yep.
So you got somebody who can sling the ball around. So, but I'm gonna go Raiders. Is that who you're going with?
I'm going Raiders too. Yeah. After that surprise comeback and they then beat Baltimore, they still got momentum on their side. They're still hyped up. They're still that adrenaline is still flowing.
And that could backfire on them. That could because they're still on adrenaline rush. It could lose to them.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, we got the Dolphins going to Seattle to play the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
I got the Seahawks. Dolphins got Tyler Huntley as their quarterback, from what I've seen.
Yeah, Dolphins. So, it's over. They're done.
Then you've got the Ravens and the Cowboys. This is another flip of the coin. Who's going to win? I think, but I picked the Cowboys.
I'm going Cowboys too. Lamar about to be 0-3.
And then you got the Lions and the Cardinals, and this is another tough game to pick. I went with the Cardinals on this one.
Good pick, because that's what I was going with.
Because
after somebody must have told Kyler Murray, yes, it is your job to get him the ball. Marvin Harrison, because he did pretty good that game.
And then you've got the Jaguars at the Bills.
Bills.
I got Bills as well. Then you got the Commanders at Cincinnati playing the Bengals. I picked the Bengals.
I think the Bengals will get their first win. I don't think they're going 0-3 like Ravens.
I don't think so either. And I missed a pick somewhere. Let's see. Where's it at? There it is. The Bears are playing the Colts. And believe it or not, I can't believe this is coming out of my mouth.
You're going Bears.
I'm going Bears. Well, I don't know, man. I may need to change that. I can't go Bears. I'm going to change that. I'm going Colts.
I'm going Bears. And the only reason I'm going Bears, it got nothing to do with Caleb. That defense is pretty good. I can't knock that defense is pretty. That defense is pretty tight. If Caleb can play like, and this is bad. This is bad to say that. If Caleb can play like Trent Dilfer when he was with the Ravens,
I will say this.
Fine.
They just played the Texans last week. And I've been pretty hard on Caleb Williams. I have. But he made some good throws in that ball game on the dime. He did. But, you know, the Colts, I don't know what's happened with the Colts, man. That should be a good team. You got Richardson, you've got receivers, you got Jonathan Taylor at the back, and they're 0-2.
Yeah, you know what? I think they're having the same identity problem that the Ravens are having. Oh, shit. No, I didn't think that it went through. Because the Ravens they haven't been running Derrick Henry, and that's why they're 0-2.
It is.
And then when they go against Dallas, they're going to run Derrick Henry. They're going to figure it
out. You know why? Because Dallas gave up all that running yards last week.
Exactly. I was thinking about it. Dallas ain't really good on that run. until they do something. They ain't really good on that run.
They gave up a lot of yards last week. Dallas did.
Yeah,
But
Dallas defense, they think every down is going to be a passing down. They're trying to get to the quarterback, and the running back just runs right past them.
and they give him a high five as he goes by.
Yeah,
But we get into these injuries. This weekend you had Debo Samuels go down.
mm-hmm.
All right, Cooper Kupp for the Rams.
Yep.
And the week, 2 weeks prior to that, Nuka went down
Mm-hmm.
for the Rams. You had some other backs that left. Mixon got nicked up. You had White for the Buccaneers. He went out early, but he's back. Tua went out. He's on IR.
Yeah, I think two are done for the year.
So, and then I don't know if I'm missing any more, but there was a lot of backs that got hurt. You had Tua and quarterback, but
oh, you didn't say Pacheco. Pacheco got that fracture.
Oh yeah, Pacheco's out. I forgot about Pacheco. How can I miss that? Pacheco is out for 4 games at least. He's on IR.
Yep.
The Chiefs went and picked up Kareem Hunt yesterday. I doubt he'll be in. They got Pirine and Steele. I say they'll be your 2 running. Steele's a fullback, but I mean he still runs the ball. They're going to run them 2. And I say next week in the Chiefs game, you'll see Kareem Hunt should be in there running the ball. That's where he started his career at.
Right.
Was in KC. So with Andy Reid, so he should know the system and everything. I think Kareem Hunt still has some left in the tank. That's
he
just
does.
my opinion. So,
but here's my thing with Pirine. The reason why, unless he's just been misused, because Cincinnati only used him pretty much as a passing back.
Well, he was a backup. They brought him in with Mixon, but he was like the 3rd down back to get that 1 or 2 yards. But the times I've watched him when he was in Cincinnati, he ran backing up. He done all right running the ball. But
he's like Zach Moss and Devin Singletary. Devin Singletary is now with the Giants, and I forgot where Moss is. He's somewhere. I've seen him. I think he's in Cincinnati.
Yeah,
but
he's in Cincinnati, yeah.
They're not running. That's not the one you're going to give the ball 20 times a game and get 100 and some yards. That's not them.
No, but with the Chiefs offense, you don't need him to get 120.
This is true.
All you needed him to get 50, 60 yards and then split the other with Steele. So if Steele can get 30, 40 yards, that's close to 100 with the passing and who they have with the Chiefs. Here's my thing. I tell you who's been a big disappointment this year, and I think he's got some bad baggage, is Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
He get rid of that bad baggage that's on his arm. He may start playing because his stats have stunk since he started dating her. he needs to focus more on football because he has stunk it up this year through the first 2 games. I mean, and even ESPN was starting to complain about it.
Right, but I don't think that's all Travis' fault. I was waiting till we can get to a good point to get into it, because you know what really whose fault I think this is what you call it. It's the NFL's, because they want to get rid of preseason. You got so many people that hold out, and they just during preseason they won't play because they're worried about they're not conditioned. And then when you get in week 1 and 2, they got all these people, they just dropping like flies.
You know why Travis ain't conditioned? He was touring with Taylor Swift all summer. He was on tour with her. So how's he training and getting in condition?
Exactly. But it's a lot of people that's not in condition. You look at the injury report, and then they want to get rid of I think this year they had 3 preseason games, and then next year they're talking about going to 2. And then in another regular season game. I'm like, come on now.
You're getting too many regular season games. They need to leave it the way it is right now.
They probably need to drag back to 14 games.
Yeah, I mean they got too many games going on. But it's just I don't know. It's a mess. I mean, because here in the last 4 or 5 years, you're seeing a lot more serious injuries, a lot more to your playmakers.
Yeah.
Than you did before, and now our team's scrambling around. The Eagles don't look good, which I don't know, and I didn't have the Eagles winning that division anyway. I had them finishing second, but
yeah, your Commanders, they're leading the division now in a three-way tie.
A three-way tie, they're leading. Maybe it'll take them a couple more weeks to get it going, and but now that division's wide open except for the Giants. That's a three-team race right there.
Yep.
But and like I mentioned before we got on the air here, it's wide open for anybody. There right now is no dominant team. You can go and pick and say, yeah, that team's going to the Super Bowl. But even at that, right now, at week 3, it's still too early. You get to that halfway point, then you can start seeing, all right, this team could, this team ain't. But and look at the Jaguars. Spend all that money on Trevor Lawrence, and you're 0-2. Well,
exactly.
no, 1-1. No,
yeah, 0-2.
Yeah, 0-2. Yeah, they had Miami beat. They should have beat them, but they're 0-2. Miami's 1-1.
And then they're gonna go this weekend. They're gonna go 0-3. I'm like, this is what you spent your money on. They spent big money on Jordan Love also. He ain't even playing in the game.
Nope, Packers spent money on him. I mean, you look at this. When's it going to say, okay, when's the owner's going to look, all right, it's not paying off paying all this big money?
It's not. That's why they're going with that quarterback cap. Now, the only thing is, like I said, the owners already passed it, and they're talking about doing it for next year, but it hasn't gone through the players' union. So that might be the only slow up they got is it goes to the players' union. But they need that quarterback cap because there's no way that Trevor Lawrence is worth $270-some million, and he's 0-2 right now.
And then you look with Cincinnati. Jamar Chase is complaining about, I want a new contract. I want my money. And look at them. They're 0-2. And what has he done? He hasn't done nothing all year.
Exactly.
So why should I give you that money when you're stinking it up in your first 2 games?
Exactly. From what I see, he helped Cincinnati out.
He did.
He saved them some money.
He got fined. I don't know if you've seen that. He got fined $100,000 for he got penalized, I guess towards the end of the game, for jawing his mouth at the refs. He got penalized, and they said it cost him, when I was reading, it cost the Bengals a touchdown. They had to settle for a field goal. So he got fined by the league $100,000 because he was jawing at the refs. So he's just causing all kinds of chaos there in Cincinnati. Cincinnati's upside down. The Eagles are on their, I don't know what's wrong with the Eagles. And Dallas, it's like, well, it shouldn't surprise us because Dallas didn't make no moves in the offseason.
They sure didn't.
They didn't make no moves to help themselves out, really. But that just goes to show you either the Browns are that bad when Dallas played in Cleveland, because Dallas's defense looked good, but Cleveland had 2 offensive linemen out.
Right.
Out of the starting linemen out. So, but then the Saints come into Dallas and treated Dallas like they did. It was like, and Dak ain't done nothing his first 2 games.
Yep.
So,
and he also got a new contract.
New contracts, and the players
CeeDee Lamb ain't doing nothing.
They all speak it up.
Ain't doing nothing.
No.
New contract.
So and here's the thing: if you look at these organizations right now there's players, I want this money, chaos. It's causing friction within the organization. Either it's stinking them up, and the ones that gave them the big contracts, they're 0-2. So we're 1-1, 0-2 already.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a money-hungry world right now in the NFL.
Yeah, it is.
But it don't grow on trees. Well, we're about done with this episode. We're getting down there close to the end of it. Anything else you want to mention before we finish
Let
this
me
up?
see. Did I hit everything I wanted to on the NFL? We talked about the money. We talked about what's his name, Derek Henry not being utilized. Let's see. I think we even pretty much touched on everything. I just cannot offhand. I know I wanted to say, and I did talk about some. It's the conditioning. Nobody's getting in shape as far as because they don't play. They sit out the preseason. They don't play. They think
don't.
just getting the weight room and running those routes is going to do it. And when they're in practice, that's pretty much touch. But when you get on that field, it ain't touch.
No, it ain't. What do you think about old Derek Carr his start this year?
I think Derek Carr did pretty good. They thought that Derek Carr was pretty much used up. That's why the Raiders got rid of him.
Yeah, and they got rid of him, and he's come out of the gates. And right now, I'd say he's probably your best quarterback right now coming out of the gates.
Yep.
I mean, who else could you say besides? Coming close would probably be Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen, because we thought that he was going to have a bad when he lost both his starting guys, and he found
he didn't have to.
Up.
He didn't have to throw no passing yards because they ran all over him, all over Miami. So,
this is something I wanted to tell you. This is the dumb mess. Okay, remember I told you that Dallas signed Dalvin Cook, right?
Yeah.
Why has they got him on the practice squad? They got Rico Dowdle is starting. Rico Dowdle is starting. He's not supposed to be there. Zeke Elliott backs him up, and Deuce Vaughn. They should have cut him.
I don't know if I'll mention this, and then we'll wrap it up. You could probably comment on this. I've heard that Jerry Jones likes to run the show, even though he's got coaches there.
Oh yeah,
Jerry Jones, even on the playmaking choices and stuff, he likes to run the show.
Yep.
So that could be the biggest problem in Dallas. He just needs to be on the business side of it. He needs to leave the coach. He's no coach. He's no coach.
That's going to be my second banner. Fire Jerry Jones.
There you go. Even though he owns the team.
As bad as Jerry Jones is, he doesn't take 100% fault for the Deuce Vaughn problem. Deuce Vaughn is there because his daddy is on the coaching staff of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And he does not belong there. He has not the whole time. I think this is his third year there. The whole time he's been there, I've never seen him do anything.
Nope. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up, Cool Beans, because we're down to the last couple minutes.
Oh, yeah. It's about time to go ahead and break out that number.
Yep. If anybody's out there thinking about harming themselves, you can always dial the quick number 988. We got the 800 number. It's 1-800-273-8255. Call that number. They'll get you in contact with somebody, get you the help you need, or go to your local VA medical center where there's people on staff there 24/7. Just go to the ER and they'll get you in contact with the people you need to get you the help. But I guess that'll be it for this episode, and we will see you live this Saturday at 9 o'clock. But is that all you got, Beans?
That is all I got.
Well, y'all have a good day and the rest of the week, and we'll see you live Saturday.
All righty.
Have a good one.